Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, with my ride or die co-host, Drew. How are you today, Drew? Are you ready to recap and power rank these players of the Challenge 38?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how tonight's going to go because of all the twists and turns that happened, but
Yeah.
I'm excited to get your thoughts on this episode and kind of just go through it.
I mean, what even happened? Okay, one thing that I thought was really good about this episode was the fact that I didn't think that we were going to see as much as we did. I wish that we saw everything. I wish it was all conclusive and that we knew who was going to be going home and who was going to be coming back. I wish that we did that. But I'm also surprised that we got the first elimination in the end. So I have to say, I'm impressed with MTV giving us that much content. Now, what I'm not impressed by, which I need your opinion on, I haven't listened to your recaps yet, so I don't know how you feel about the fact that Chauncey quit, which means he DQ'd, and his team still won. How is that a thing? And also, Fessy went twice. I know a couple people had to go twice because the numbers weren't balanced, but that he gets to win it for their team. I just did not think that made any sense. It should have been every team's numbers got accumulated, and maybe there's a 20-minute penalty for DQing for Anissa and Chauncey not going whatsoever. Like that, yeah, it started off the episode because that really happened in the first 10 minutes. We got there and we're just like, and then they still won. How's that a thing? So those are my first initial thoughts.
Yeah, no, I get into it on my review and recap about how it just doesn't make sense that in a team-based daily challenge where you have two big teams that we're still having it to be where only one pair can win it for their entire team. It just since the dawn of time, since the challenge has been played, they've always done either the average time of everybody who was on the team that went to do the rounds, or it was whoever could do it in the quickest amount of time, and it's a cumulative. It just doesn't make sense why they decided to do it in pairs. It's another thought where is this, or was it really supposed to be two giant teams, or was this supposed to be played in pairs and then they did this whole two giant teams after the fact? Because it would have made more sense with the rules if they were still in pairs, but they were not in pairs. They were in teams. Makes no sense.
But why
Don't like
couldn't
it.
they just change the rules then to how they judge this? Because they're not in pairs, they're in teams. So why are we doing pair things?
Don't know. None of the actual challenges while they were in teams really lend themselves to being team-based daily challenges. Like there was no teamwork that needed to be done. Like Blind Faith was all individual based basically. This past week was pair based. Maybe the helicopter one was the best route of team-based challenge daily work, but other than that, it's all been like solo wise.
Solo
Trivia was
101.
all solo wise. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
Why did they need to break them up into two teams?
To
There's actually
test
no
them.
reason. There's
To
no reason.
test them. That's
I
what
mean,
TJ said.
I did like how TJ kind of threw shade at Fessy, being like, some of you weren't really nice to your ride or dies. And he was kind of like alluding to Fessy not being a great partner when they were separated. So I did like that. So Natalie is here saying, did I see Mariah's tweets? I did, but I don't remember them right now. Do you remember them off the top of your head?
I remember her tweets to Josh. I don't remember
Yes.
her
Oh, right. Yes,
tweets
that's what it
from
was.
this past week's.
Yes, it was tweets to Josh. So did you listen to Josh on the Challenge official podcast? No.
No. I was hesitant that Josh was going to be on the podcast. And then I heard somebody tweet out saying that Josh was, somebody did a recap and said that Josh wasn't even watching the season. So I'm like, why is he there? Like, if he's not even paying attention to the main season, what is he doing that's constructive on this podcast? And so I decided I was going to sit this out.
So, but it's because he's literally just there to support Fessel, which I'm just like, why, like, why are you shading? I didn't listen to it, but like, why are you shading Mariah? So, okay, I have one of the tweets anyways. So hold on, it's something to the fact that Mariah said, literally, I don't care. Don't do things that you'll be ashamed of about later on and ignore, pretend it didn't happen, or try to manipulate and gaslight the situation. I've done wrong things, but the difference is I admit it because I'm human. Now what? And she also said, Josh, I saw you Sunday and helped you out. Laughing face emoji. You had all the opportunity to say this to me, but you said you say it on a
Mhm.
podcast, so it looks like you're corny too. The word corny is so funny. It's so American. And for the record, I told Fessy, thank you a million times. Doesn't mean I should lie about how I was treated. Exactly. We all know that Fessy treated her like garbage. Like, why is Josh, who wasn't on the season, defending Mariah?
Well, first of all, he's not
I mean,
watching the
defending
season,
Fessy, I
so he
mean,
has no
sorry.
idea. So he has no idea what's going on because he's not even watching the season. Apparently, at least that's what I heard. And it's because probably Fessel is one closer. He's closer to Fessel, but also Fessel is more apt to being on the next few seasons of the challenge, the next coming seasons of the challenge. So he'll put his backing behind him while Mariah is kind of up in the air and if she's gonna be back or not.
Yeah, I guess it's like the relevancy factor, and like, he needs to support his boy Fessel. We do have some friends joining us. Thana is here early. We are late, Thana. Thank you for being here. Hello, hello. Everybody is joining us. So what else happened this episode? Is that it? That's all that happened this episode, right? Just kidding, but there's more. What else happened?
We got historic records being broken or tied at least with
True.
Horacio going into balls in against Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, coming out a winner, getting his fifth elimination win of the season. So congratulations to him. Very
Absolutely.
impressive.
And tying records. So Sarah from, what was it, the
Mhm.
Gauntlet,
Yes.
was the first person that went and won 5 eliminations in a single season, I believe. Casey was also did the same thing in her rookie season, but she was paired with Wes, so it's not necessarily the same stat. And then also I guess Horacio's stat is a little bit different because he had partners and then he didn't have partners, but no matter what, he has come out victorious 5 times this season. So very impressive. Now, how do you feel, about how Fessel thinks that, like, now is finally giving props to Horacio because he was able to take out Jordan, and B, the fact that in the same episode, Fessel also gets his 5-0, but not all in the same season, but he has a 5-0 record as well.
First point, couldn't care less. I don't care if Fessel gives him credit or not. Like that's not approval. That is just like cool. Yeah, I'm so glad that I know now that Fessel thinks that Horacio is the real deal. I couldn't care less. Fessel now is just frustrated that Horacio got to 5 wins before him, and he wants to go into a like a hall brawl or a pole wrestle against him so he can take back the top dog spot or whatever. And cool, you got 5-0. Whatever. It was over the span of what, 3 or 4 seasons?
Mhm.
Congratulations.
Congrats, congrats, congrats. Yeah, it's pretty annoying that he just how he operates. We spend a lot of time not happy with what Fessel does, and this episode was no different at all. Especially even with on the daily, like how he just kind of dragged Casey through it. Like he wasn't really working together with her as a partner. Like she's just lighter than him, and he just was like he just basically picked her up and moved her around and kind of threw her off to the side. And it's like, yeah, they did it. They got it done. They were faster. We went for the team, whatever. But like, he didn't really do it in a teamly way. He didn't do the tango with her.
I also find it interesting because it was like he and Tori were the first ones up, and Tori was trying to work very well with him. Like, she was
Mhm.
communicating the whole time, trying to be there for him, and he was fumbling around a little bit. And then towards the end, because they were the last team to go, that's when he was dragging Casey along. So he wasn't really working well with either person that he went and did this challenge with, but he was able to get the win with Casey. So, I mean, props to him for doing that. But yeah, there was no like, I don't think Casey was in the right headspace either, though. I think she was really, really scared. Like, she looked frightened. Like, she needed somebody to drag her along. And that was Fessel, who even picked her up and threw her across the line, basically, or plopped her on the finish line.
But it's such a waste of a good daily. Like, I was like, "Oh, this is, like, interesting." Like, I love a nighttime daily. But the fact that there was zero penalizing for 2 people not even attempting it is it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever for anything that they've ever done in any season. Like, it actually makes none. So annoying. So annoying. Chris
Yeah.
has a good point here. Don't expect production to be smart. I shouldn't. It's true. They don't think things through. They're the same people who had Horacio and Olivia as alternates. Who were they? What didn't get on the show? Was it Josh and like Davon? Like, who were they alternates for? Do you think? Oh, I guess
I
it
think
was Emmy and Nom.
Emmy and Nam, Horacio, and Olivia were originally alternates. I think Josh and Davon were actually supposed to be on the season. They were going to have a fast pass to be on the season. But somebody said in the chat that Davon got medically DQ'd by her
Mm.
doctor, that she couldn't come onto the season. So that's why her and Josh didn't come on. But there was another, like, the winners of the South African Love Island was also supposed to be on, and I'm pretty sad that they weren't even on the show, because they
Mm.
looked like a really strong duo, and I would have loved to have seen them compete on this season. I mean, this is the thing that I thought about. It's like, why didn't we just have everybody, even alternates or whatever, just everybody come onto the show all at once in episode 1? Jarrell and Veronica, don't do that stupid twist of, oh, every for 1, 2, 3, the first 3 episodes somebody comes in. It's like, just have everybody plopped in, and then let's just run the game in pairs, and then we're done. Like,
I
don't
would
split up,
love
don't
it.
keep on bringing in, like,
Just
it just didn't
and
make
have
any
all the
sense.
alternates be part of the game. Start off with 30.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Whatever.
yeah.
Like, I would have really very much enjoyed if it stayed as partners this whole time. I think it would have been a lot more fun. I think it would have been a lot more interesting. Even the people that going home and this, like, and how it's working now, like, okay, like, most of the rookies are going home. Okay. Like, it's just not like, it's just not as compelling. Like, I do feel like this was a strong episode because a lot of things did happen during it, but for the most part, like, I think it's still kind of going down. And I heard that the ratings aren't doing too well. So what do you think about the longevity of the show if the ratings have been going down?
Well, obviously it's not good, but we're also in a different time period of who and when you can interact with the show or watch the show, whether it's via streaming, mtv.com, watching it on demand, or
It's
anywhere
true.
else. So, I mean, I'm not taking too much into the ratings, especially since it's been picked up for at least the next season. And then we know that there's like a billion spin-offs coming if in the foreseeable future, which is very promising, especially on Paramount Plus. Some of this stuff is happening. So I'm not getting too worried about it,
It's
but
true.
I do wish that there was like, I wish they would go for more quality over quantity, because this twist, as a lot of people mentioned in my review and recap comment section, they were like, since episode 9, only one team has officially been eliminated, which is insane. And it's all because they wanted to stretch out to a 22 episode season. That's including the finals, including the reunions. And my thought process was, we should have just kept everybody into pairs, had a 14 to 16 episode season, and wrapped it up and called it a day. I think the last time we had a 16 episode season slash, I think, went to 18
It's like,
because of
what,
the
30?
reunion and stuff, was like 33 was War of the Worlds. I think it's we can have these seasons of different lengths due to pairs, due to formats, due to singles, but we don't need these 22 seasons 22 episode seasons that are so long and so exhaustive at one point, where they bring in twists that add nothing to the
I think.
season, doesn't enhance it, in fact detracts from it. And it's just like, why can't we just have fun? Just have fun in the beginning and let's just ride the season out and then move on to the next season that can be 22 episodes if it's done well. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, Matthew is joining us, and Matthew says there should be a rule that Josh, Casey, and Fessel can never all be on the same season again. 1 to 3 must stay home at all times. Agree or disagree?
I mean, I would like. I'll be honest. People are like, "Oh, well, Josh would have added some like
No, I don't want
brevity
it.
or
I
it."
don't
I'll
want
be
it.
honest. I out of sight, out of mind. The same thing with Fessel after he left in 37, and Casey. Even if she's in the game, it feels like she's not even there. So I mean, I'm cool with. I would like 2 at the most on like the next few seasons. I don't need all 3 though.
Never, ever again. I mean, actually, I don't really need any of them. It's like I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think that out of the 3 of them, I think I would prefer Fessel being there the most, then Josh, then Casey. I think that that would be my order, like of who I'd prefer to have come back.
Now I will say that I've watched some workout videos of Josh, and I do think he's getting into shape. And I think that's promising in certain aspects. Now, it's not going to take away from like what he brings to the actual show, which is like unnecessary drama and all that other stuff. But I think it would be intriguing to see what he would do the next time he's back, because he's been away for a little while. He has been training. I just would like him to do it by himself. I don't want to see Casey and Fessel there to where then he's automatically like, oh, I got everything. Like, I don't even have to do anything. Like, I would like to see him by himself, see what he could do with his own muscle, see him go into a few eliminations, if he can make it to a few eliminations, and really prove that I've bettered myself. But
Well,
I'll
but
agree with
remember
what you're
though,
saying.
before he had like Casey and Fessel on seasons with him, that's when he was trying to make fake feuds with Wes
Yeah.
and like fighting with Polly. And so is he better without them? I don't know. But I hear you though. I wouldn't mind seeing him without them and having a new physique and maybe, more athleticism. We'll
I
see.
mean, the fake feuds made for fun storylines and jokes later, like afterwards. So I mean, that's a something that brings in that we can all laugh and joke with each other on that. But
Most people would rather none of them come back. Fair. I mean,
yeah,
I get it. So, oh, I didn't know. So Devin called him out for not watching the season. Lord
good.
have mercy. Well, like, come on, you can't go on defending your friend like that and kind of shading his partner when you have not watched the season and seen how he's actually treated her or what they showed, anyways. Like, it's so frustrating. People are not enjoying when Josh is on. I didn't watch it. I probably or listen to it. I probably won't. Who was on Bananas this week? I forgot.
Jordan.
Oh, did you listen? How was that?
I did not listen, but apparently Jordan thought that it was the first of 5 or first to 5 during the
Oh,
elimination. So when Horacio sunk his
he just
third
let
ball,
it.
he kind of thought that, oh, I have a little bit extra time, but he did not. So he was confused on the rulings that it wasn't the best of 5. He thought it was the first to 5.
Right. Right. That sucks that it wasn't clear. Um, but it's usually the best of 5. So I mean, it's surprising that he'd be confused, no?
Yes. Well, they could be. Yeah. No, they normally go like 5 rounds to see who's the best of 5. I was thinking of like Free Agents, which I'm about to rewatch. And I do think that they do best of 5 where you have to get like, yeah.
So what do you think about the fact that Bananas is the only contestant this season to not see an elimination? Matthew.
Yeah, I mean, I had that realization while doing Tiny Table Talk, and it's I don't know, it's a little sombering. It's like, wow, he is legit not bringing much to the show. this season, including not having to worry about going into elimination. I think it's impressive for a 7-time champ to be the only person not to have seen an elimination up to this point. But I also think it's kind of sad because nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to get their hands dirty, and that's why he's always going to be in cake, suffocating in cake with us.
I mean, or maybe he's going to be built for comfort. Maybe. Might be getting a little lazy over there. Hello, hello. No, we're just chit chatting. Is there anything about the episode that you want to talk about before we get into our rankings?
What did you think about TJ's reveal of everybody coming back into the game?
I very much enjoyed it. To be fair, I love the fact that he faked them out. Like, you know, you could see the blood rushing out of Fessel's face, being like, "Oh my god, I'm going home because my ride or die is gone." Like, I loved that he played it. He played them, and you know, I wasn't that happy for him because, like, when he came back, like, now he gets to have a really good partner, and he just hasn't treated her that well, and so I don't know. I was upset that he gets to be kind of rewarded by like still being in the game, but I love the moment where he and the rest of them thought that they might just be going home. Like even like Nani's face when she thought Casey was going to be going home, like it was all priceless to me.
So, I remember in the deliberation when Anissa was trying to talk about Jordan and being like, well, he was my original partner. I don't know if that's going to ever come back around this season. And Fessel was like, so quick to be like, it won't. To be like,
Like,
no, we'll never get back into partners or whatever. Or like, if he
why was he
leaves,
so sure about that?
I have no clue. But then somebody in my comment section, Brittany G, pointed out that when TJ came to make the house call, Fessel yelled, pick a partner. So it sounded like Fessel
That's
thought
what he was
that,
wanted.
if you don't have your partner and you stayed in the game, you can pair up with anybody who else doesn't have a
Doesn't have a
partner.
partner.
And so he was like, oh, yeah, me and Casey will be cool. And then all of a sudden getting down to the zone, and then they have to come down to the zone. And it's like, oh, no, it's sombering to feel that we are going to be kicked off. And then him and Mariah get into the game and get back into the game. Congratulations. I think that elimination/redemption game was built for them because it was mainly pure strength. But it's good to see people that don't normally have to go into many eliminations actually have to face off against each other. So happy
Yeah,
about that.
and like I know that like you know, yes, he's 1'5", like he's very strong. He's 6'5", like he's a D1 former D1 athlete. I get it. Like he is good physically, but that's not all that the challenge is about. And I wish that sometimes he got tested in other ways other than just physical strength. And I know some people are saying like, well, the ones where you had like the swords with the spears with Nelson, that wasn't just brute strength. But the fact that he has like 8, 9, 10 inches on Nelson really helped him be able to pull through those things through the drywall. And so it's just a little bit frustrating that a lot of these challenges that he gets to have are in his wheelhouse. And it's just like, it makes me roll my eyes because it's inflating his ego even more. And like, is he just never going to be tested in any other way other than brute strength?
Yeah. I mean, seeing Not So Fast being the next game, it would have been interesting to see Fessel and Mariah going up against Casey and Kenny in a Not So Fast. See, like,
Oh, that
where
would
that
be
is like
dream.
stamina and strategy. I almost think like it would work out the same as Zach and John A in the Not So Fast and Battle of the X's 2, where it just would have been chaotic for them. But
Well,
never
speaking
know.
of which, I know that it's part of next week's recap, but how do you think the outcome is? I put a poll up. I actually haven't seen what the results have been so far. I'll see if I can pull it up now. But it's going to be now. So since Fessel and Mariah won kind of round one of this battle back, round 2 is going to be played against Jordan and Anissa versus Casey and Kenny. It looks like it's going to be not so fast, and that's where they have that big jungle gym contraption. You have to knot it up with your rope attached to your partner, and then you switch sides, and you have to undo it. And whoever gets in the pile on the side of the contraption first is going to win that. So I personally think that they're kind of equally matched, but differently. How do you think that it's going to go?
So, like you were saying, I think they're very equally matched. I think it could be a coin flip. I think with Not So Fast, you need strength, you need agility, you need speed, but more than anything, you need strategy. You need to know the strategy that will help you out. Because if we look back to like Invasion, Darrell was in the best of shape, but CT with his dad bod was able to get the win because he had the right strategy to really get Darrell all knotted up. Out of all four of these people's past and in their career on the challenge, Anissa is the only person to ever do a not daily challenge, not elimination, which was Knots of War from Total Madness, which she lost against Bailey. But at least she has been and has that experience in that type of elimination. I think I think Casey and Kenny could have more stamina and a little bit more like
Agility.
ability to get away or be able to do a lot more loops around. But I think I would give the edge to Jordan and Anissa for having the experience being two vets. I think that yes, Jordan hasn't been in a Knots of War or not so fast daily elimination, but he is very smart. He knows the strategy. I'm sure he watched back a few seasons to figure out like what would I do. Like he's been in that like mindset of like what would I do if I ever got into this type of elimination. Yes, he's going to be paired up with Anissa. They're going to have to be working well together. So I think it's going to be close, but giving the experience points, I think I would lean more so to Jordan and Anissa, but I could see a way of Casey and Kenny winning this. So we'll have to wait.
Well, so like they're as I was thinking, like they're equally matched but differently in the sense that Anissa and Jordan, yes, like you said, they have the experience. And I think that they will be thinking about making knots and making it difficult for them to untangle and untie. I think that if Casey and Kenny are smart, and what I think that they would do and would be able to excel at is going up and down and up and down and up, making it difficult for Anissa to be able to get through the course that they make because they're a little bit more light, agile, and limber or nimble, and doing things up at the top where Anissa is more likely going to have a little bit of trouble. I think that that's the strategy for Casey and Kenny. So if they just think of that, just like going up and down and up and down and really just tiring out Anissa, I think that that would be the strategy for Casey and Kenny. And then, like I was saying, for Jordan and Anissa to stay low and making a lot of really annoying knots. Like we know that CT just made like one gigantic obnoxious knot that can be really difficult and time consuming. So that's the two strategies I think are going to happen. And so I don't know which one is going to win. I just don't.
Yeah, I think it's all going to come down to who could perform better via Anissa versus Kenny. Because I don't want to sound harsh or anything, but I think both are anchors to their respective pairings. So yes, Kenny is a little bit more sleeker, but his two performances in the zone so far have been really just not very good. Not good at all. So it's gonna be close, I think.
Oh, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. Well, let's get into where we're going to place these players this week. It's going to be really hard for us to figure out where to put them because there's nothing really definitive about this episode. So that's kind of where I was annoyed because I'm like, I just want to know like who actually did well. Like we know who's doing okay-ish, but we'll see if we can figure out where to place these people. But who would you like to start with this week?
Are we still in solos? Right?
Solo people, yeah.
Okay, cool. I want to start at the top. let's just get it over with. Horacio is the queen for the
Mhm.
day.
Oh
Come on now.
boy.
You can't tie records that have been sitting there untouched since 2006, that has been cemented and built in 2003. Records that have been standing the test of time for 20 to 17 years. I mean, come on now. There's nothing but putting him up at the top. So I thought that this would be an easy, like, let's go.
I mean, I there's no other place to put him here. Yes, he's still well, he's not a blender dog, so I wouldn't even like attempt to put him there. He's not really stirring the pot or anything like that, but like he beat Jordan. And I know that we were hearing that Jordan misunderstood what the rules were. That sucks. But Jordan really does very well in eliminations. Horacio really respects Jordan, and he was able to get a win against him. And I think that's pretty damn good. I don't have any other spot to put him. So, yeah, tippy top at the queen for the day position for Horacio.
I
It's
also
very
want to just
attractive
get
how
this
good he
off my
is.
chest real
Mhm.
quick, is that some people are putting an asterisk next to these 5 wins because he got help. He got help in one or two of them. And
Eh,
I have to just say, shove that asterisk out of here. Win is a win. There was no cheating. That's been happening in the challenge since the dawn of time. Let's just put it behind us. Just to get to 5 eliminations and to win them, regardless of help or
how?
not, is still
Mhm.
very impressive. And nobody helped him against really Kenny. Nobody helped him against Jordan. Just come on now. Let's put that away. That's loser talk, to where you just want to be a hater on somebody that has been performing outstandingly well. And can I just say that the other people that he was going up against could have gotten help? They could have had that advantage, but they did not have the
Absolutely.
social standing within the game. So to me, that's
Absolutely.
just another testament to his game. So
Well, and
I
then
just want to get that out there.
should there be like an asterisk for the fact that like I don't know, Fessie's rubbing sand in someone's eyes? Like you know what I mean? Like that he didn't play a fair game. I don't know. When does Rogan get an asterisk when he concussed Jay? Like no, like he won fair and square. He was in the better social standing than the people that he was going against, because they were also capable of getting help and assistance. And it's part of the game. If there was a rule maybe that you weren't supposed to do that and they did that and they end up winning, and then they allowed him to have the win without it being a redo, that would be one thing. But it's still within the rules of the game that they are allowed to help,
Mhm.
because we saw that when they weren't allowed to help, they didn't. When we saw Mariah going up against Nani, so it's all fair in the games that they were playing, and too bad, so sad that you weren't getting the help from the audience. So, yeah, that's a little bit sour grapes. It's kind of annoying. I haven't heard that
Yeah.
yet, but that's annoying. Give
There was
him the
there
damn
were some
win.
comments that there were some comments, because I dedicated a whole section to him in my tiny table talk, saying how impressive this was and putting it into perspective. And then I got some comments. There wasn't a ton of them. There was a lot praising Horacio and wanting him to be a staple in the challenge, but there was a few that was like, yeah, but he was fine, but, and it's like, no,
What?
just take away that but. He's just doing. He's good. He's good. He's fine.
He's
He's
great.
winning.
He's
Come on now.
winning. Winning. Well, let's talk about his ride or die. I'm not really sure where to put her. Maybe Olivia in Blunder Dog, for the fact that yes, she was on the winning team for the daily, but she was deathly afraid of heights, and so she wasn't super strong at at the daily challenge, but she didn't have a chance of going in. Obviously her time didn't matter. I'm not sure where else to put her, because stirring the pot, she didn't really do that I can think of this episode. Suffocating and Cake, she's not well insulated at all. um I don't think anybody really popped her balloon here. Uh, and I don't think that she's built for comfort, so yeah, I don't really know where to put her. So what do you think?
Yeah, I almost feel like we need to change that now that Team Underdog is no more. And really, Team Blunderdog should be the main name, since they lost like every one but one daily challenge that they were together. But I think that is a pretty perfect spot. I mean, she was down at the beginning of this episode because of how the eliminations had gone. She lost Nelson, Nerys, and Mariah. Luckily for her, she has a great partner in Horacio, who gave her flowers for her birthday.
That's true.
And she did the heights challenge, which a rookie that we'll talk about a little bit later did not, even though she is very, very afraid of heights. And then she got to be partnered back up with Horacio, a rookie team who did not lose a single time and did not have to play in these elimination redemption games. So I'm happy for them.
But so you're agreeing that it's here. Blender Dog is a spot. Do you want to change the name, or do you want to keep it there?
We can find we can keep it Blender Dog for now, and hopefully something decent happens next week that we can change it.
Swap a room.
Yeah, because I have no idea I don't think anything was said this week.
Yeah, I mean, I only watched it once, so I don't have like any interesting nuance, like things that were said, but nothing popped out. Sometimes I'll write it down if I'm like, "Oh, that's good. Oh, that's funny," but I didn't write anything down. Other than I was so angry that well, let's talk about him. Let's talk about Chauncey. I mean, man, like, I don't even know where to built for comfort. Like, I was really pissed that he did not have any sort of repercussion for the fact that he didn't compete. So I want to put him right beside his partner for the daily challenge, Anissa, if it will switch it for me. I don't really know where else to put him. I was very disappointed in Chauncey this episode. You know, yes, it's great that him and Amber are going to be back together, but like, the fact that he didn't go or try, or I don't know, it just didn't sit well with me. So yeah, built for comfort.
Yeah, I was thinking to pop the balloon, but I mean, it's either here or up there. I mean, they're so close together. I was a little upset by it as well, but within the rules, I mean, with no consequences and with him being so afraid and being paired up with Anissa, they're probably not going to do well anyway. So it's like, why try to do it, be stuck up there, and then 10 minutes goes by and you get yanked and dropped all the way to the ground? I mean, yeah, I don't think I would have done it either if I didn't think that was the case. If I wasn't going to do it within 10 minutes and there's no repercussions.
So if they hadn't done it in 10 minutes, wouldn't Fest like, so there's two different things that were going on here, right? Like, if they didn't do it in 10 minutes, why are they also judging them by one person on their team doing it the fastest?
I guess 10 minutes is just the cutoff that they are like, you should be able to do it. If not, we're not going to wait here longer than 10 minutes. I have no idea.
Piss me off.
And nobody dropping or getting yanked off at all made this really kind of bleh.
Yeah, like TJ was laughing hysterically about the fact that they're going to get yanked off, and nobody did. And then that Fessel's team just got lobbed the win.
Yeah.
Ugh. How about a quitter? Should we just make a new category for quitter?
I don't know how many more we're going to have this season.
That's true.
So
that's true. Well, built for comfort is quitting in it to a certain degree, that they're not willing to get out of their comfort zone. They are just going to stay on the ground where they feel safe and comfortable. Yeah, built for comfort. A little bit ahead of Anissa just because maybe, but I don't think that he should go anywhere else. Pissed.
Yeah.
It pissed me off. Do you want to talk about Anissa or do you want to talk about Amber?
We could talk about Anissa because I don't want to move her.
yeah, she stays there.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't do the daily challenge. Again, it was more on Chauncey, but I just found it funny that she was like, I need a partner that's going to be there for me and build me up. And it's like, yeah, but it doesn't seem like you're building him up.
Yeah.
To like, she made it about her. Like, I need somebody to pick me up and to make me want to do it. But how can you show up for somebody that won't show up for themselves? I'm like, all right, whatever. Go sit down. Like, I don't
Get
know what
back
else to
on your
say.
furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's not moving anywhere. She's annoyed with the drama of it all still with Tori and Jordan, but that's kind of her storyline, is just kind of being there to have conversations with Tori about it, and then having conversations about being annoyed about it in her confessional. So she's not really doing much this season. Not doing much at all.
Also,
Mhm.
Also, when the twist was happening, I mean, Anissa was going through like a whirlwind of like before they were called down to the zone, she was like, "Oh, I guess we're leaving." And then they got down to the zone, and then that's when she turned around and was like, "Play a good game, y'all, whatever." And then Jordan comes walking in like 2 minutes later, and she's like, "I knew it." And I'm like, "You knew nothing. No, you did not know anything. Get out of here."
Out of here. Hold on. So Thana here is saying, I have stuff that I want to confess at the bakery tomorrow. Thana, what's the confession? We're here.
I I don't know.
I'm
I don't know.
curious. I mean, it has to be about Horacio. Maybe he's going to be on season 39. What is it? People want you to spill it. Spill it. Spill the tea.
She says she
Uh,
can't stay here.
oh.
She can't say it here, only to the bakery.
Oh, okay. Fine. I'll listen. Well, fine, whatever. Also, just do Amber as well as while we're here. Uh Amber. Did we see her much this episode? She obviously did the task. She was scared, right?
The problem is it was a guy's day,
Yeah, so nobody
and it
cares.
was built around Tori and Jordan yet again, and then it was built around Jordan and Horacio. So we really didn't need to see Amber much, but she did do it with Devin, the daily challenge, and then after that, she yeah, didn't really need to do much.
Well, she was happy that her man was back. Maybe Blender Dog ahead of Olivia. I mean, she's gonna probably be going in against some of these rookies, I would say.
Yeah.
Or suffocating in cake. No. Blender Dog.
My So yeah, with the next daily, because I think there's going to be what 6 teams left after one of either Jordan and Anissa or Casey and Kenny leaving, and if they go back to the original format, that means it's going to be one team in power. One team is going to be out of the vote/draw, and that's 4 teams up for possibly being sent directly in, and then in the draw. So it's yeah, I have a feeling that if Amber and Chauncey do not win, which they have not been doing a great deal when they were paired up in the daily challenges, then they have a more than likely chance of being either the vote or in the draw at least.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and who would be saving them next to
Olivia and
other people?
Horacio?
Maybe. Okay, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
But like
Maybe.
maybe not if it's if bananas. Wait, no. Olivia and Rossa don't care about Nani. Never mind. So yeah, I think that's going to be their only shot of being saved. But is Olivia friends with Amber, or like was that just Nerys?
It's difficult. I don't think they're close with Tori and Devin. I don't think they're close with Bananas and Nani. Jordan and Anissa, Horacio's close, but I don't think Olivia's close with Anissa.
And apparently
But
Anissa was
then
like rude to the rookies.
Casey and Kenny is not close with them. Who else is there? Fessel and Mariah, they're not close with them at all. So I think it's Amber and Chauncey have the best shot. Maybe if Jordan and Anissa come back and Olivia and Horacio win into power, maybe they would save them. But maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So Olivia's friends with Amber. Okay. All right. That's
All right.
fine. So, okay, so that's pretty much the only chances that she'll be saved. I do think I don't see any other spot for Amber. Do you?
No. No. But here's the thing. My worry is that if Amber and Chauncey win, I don't think they're saving Olivia and Horacio. I
No,
worry
they'd
that
probably save a vet.
I almost think that they would save Bananas and Nani
Yeah, I
if
do.
they win.
I do, for sure.
So, for all of our sakes, I hope Olivia and Horacio win the bus goes crazy daily challenge and we can get some real heat on everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who's gonna have the best, who's gonna be the best at that. It's kind of difficult to tell, like, who's gonna be able to find their colored balls and put them in the right order while the bus is like it's hard to say who's gonna do that well. So
It was it was a rough one to watch in Australia.
yeah, and like there's also an element of luck that goes into that one. And so who knows who's going to do well, right? Like
Yeah.
like the balls are not going to be in the exact same place for each team. So,
Mhm.
if it just so happens that you have the right ball right there, you're going to have luck on your side and you'll be able to do well. And if you're able to stabilize yourself with the moving bus. Okay, so I guess I'm picking who we're starting with next. Let's go. Oh my god, like another nothing burger. Let's do Devin. I don't know where to put Devin. I don't know what to do with these people. Drew, why is this so hard today? Because there's no conclusion.
When in doubt, put them in cake. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, him and Tori back together. He wasn't actually, maybe, yeah, suffocating Kate, because he wasn't really even a consideration for going to be put into the like direct vote. And he also pulled the safe dagger. So he made himself quite insulated this episode. So yeah, suffocating Cake.
Sweet
Is
deal.
that it?
Yeah.
Okay. What
That's
about
I don't
Tori?
have anything to say.
Tell about Tori.
I don't know. Oh my gosh. Tori wants to stir the pot because of everything that's going on with Jordan. It's just getting exhausting to this point of just I don't know. It's just so like ridiculous, but she's well insulated and even with Jordan being her harshest critic in the game, she's like up at the top. So, yeah, I don't know.
Um, I think stirring the pot for the fact that, in the deliberation, I found that she was able to finally get some emotion out of Jordan. And like who knows how their storyline is going to play out and how their friendship, relationship, whatever is going to play out in the future. Her presence being there did rattle something in him. And I'm wondering if, he said that when he saw how conflicted Tori was, like that's somebody that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with, and seeing her hurt and in like this position, like it still affects him and gets to him. And I'm wondering if part of that is why he wasn't able to hunker down and get that win against Orazio. So I think that even though we're not enjoying it that much anymore, her presence there is kind of stirring the pot in a sense with Jordan at least. And so I think stirring the pot is where I would put her this week.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down with that. I was bouncing around through all different, so I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that. Oh, wait, Em thinks Tori's balloon got popped. Why? Not that I disagree, but what? Because
I guess because of the Jordan stuff
like
and being
thought he was
paranoid.
gone and then he came back ish.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't put her down that far.
No, I mean she's in still a good spot. I don't think that she's going to be necessarily the direct vote for many teams. So right now I think stirring the pot, but I definitely could be swayed for sure. People are over the story in Jordan saga. I get it.
Yeah.
I think that that's why people want to put them lower, but I don't think she deserves to be that low.
No.
Who's next?
Let's go with uh, Casey is built for comfort. I don't know. No, she won the daily, so she has to be up higher, right? But she's
Yeah, I
now
know.
in an elimination.
Sorry. I'm thinking maybe this somebody stole their toys because
Yeah.
the fact that she probably thought that she might be running the final with Vessel, but then she realized she has to still compete with her brother to get back in the game. And if she does get back in the game, she has to still run the final with her brother. That
Yeah.
is definitely getting your balloon popped.
Yes. 100%.
It's very funny to me. Do you have anything else to say about the position with her?
No, I mean, she didn't really do a whole lot. Again, it's a guy's day, so and her team won, so there wasn't a whole lot that she needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So her going in winning, but then at the end of it having to face off in not one but two eliminations house redemption games with her brother to even have a chance to stay in the game, despite her not possibly seeing an elimination outside of this whole predicament, is pretty
Mm-hmm.
funny, but also balloon popping, I would say.
Yeah, like she's played like a perfect game and then she still might go home. Even though like she never actually got eliminated.
Yes.
Sorry, Casey. That sucks. I guess let's do Jordan next, maybe. Man, I think that he might be in that same category. Uh Maybe a little bit ahead of Casey because he's Jordan. For the fact that like I don't think he thought that Horacio was going to be beating him here. He has a lot of confidence in himself and what he's capable of. He's won a lot of these eliminations, and a rookie was able to take him out. Now I know that he has a friendship with Horacio, so maybe his intensity wasn't there. He was rattled potentially a little bit by Tori, but I think that getting eliminated from the game, him first before Anissa. I was like, he's probably like, ooh. And then having to come back in and compete with Anissa again, where he probably thought, like, ooh, maybe I don't have to run this final with her. I think it was probably balloon pop worthy. So that's where I have him now, but I can be convinced.
Oh, man. This is interesting because it could be balloon popping. I almost want to put him in blunder dog for
Mm,
his team losing again, him having to go into elimination, losing against Horacio, but then being able to come back into the game. And I mean, he almost felt like he shouldn't even be there at one point, but I think he's more excited to have not one, but two opportunities to win back into the game. So I almost want to put him in blunder dog just because I don't think his balloon was popped. I think it was like like plenished with air and he got a new balloon.
Okay. I actually agree with you. When you said Blender Dog, I was like, you know what? Yeah, it was a bit of comedy of errors that didn't allow him to do well, but he's not gone yet. So he still has a chance. And we do get to see him yelling at Anissa. So we'll see if that's going to be effective for them to win or if he's going to lose 3 times in one episode or one like zone. Ooh, that's not great. Because he won
Yeah,
against
no.
lost against Horacio, then he's lost against Mariah and Fessel, and then if he loses
Yeah.
again against Casey and Kenny, yikes.
Yeah, that's rough. That's
I
rough. That
mean,
would be
okay,
rough.
know what could make sense though? Because remember, I don't know if you heard this, but Jordan had said that when he went to this particular game, he was in the worst shape of his life. He's never been on the challenge being as out of shape as he was this time around. Like I guess he usually does more training and stuff like that. Like he just wasn't up to par. So I'm wondering if that is just to like soften the blow that like he goes out in like a blunder.
Could be. I mean, I will say that when they were doing their confessionals at the zone or in the zone before facing off against each other, there was a point where when rewatching it, I was going like, wow, Horacio looks like he's Superman almost underneath his challenge gear. I mean, he looks like he's wearing the Superman suit and he is just like bulging out of it. Whereas Jordan has a little bit more loose fitting clothes and I kind of noticed that as well. So I don't know. we'll have to see if that's the case. But I wouldn't put it past them, as we've heard other champions claim that they would lose something and it was because they were out of shape, or they lost it on purpose because they were out of shape and didn't want to compete or whatever.
Um, Also hilarious that we didn't move him, but is there somewhere else that Kenny should be? He's currently in Forgotten but not Gone. But he is back in the game now. So does he move from that position?
I mean, we can put him Built for Comfort, because we've only saw him for like maybe 5 minutes and it wasn't that great. So
Okay, he moves up.
he just gets back into the game.
Right. Who's next? Oh yeah, Anissa's
There's
already
only
done.
2, yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Who would you like to talk about?
Let's talk about bananas. Bananas. Suffocating in cake, I guess. As we've mentioned already this episode, like he hasn't seen an elimination, so he's well insulated. Nobody's even thinking about throwing him in, it seems. Um, where else do we put him? He hasn't been stirring the pot. He was on the winning team. He's protected during a guy's day. He got his ride or die back. Like, there's nowhere else to put him, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it's there. I mean, if when in doubt, put him in cake. And I mean, Bananas is the cakiest person there. He didn't have to do anything. He's being listened to by his team. He's never really in any danger, even when he is possibly in danger. And he's the only person that hasn't been in elimination at all or had to compete in the zone. So, I mean, if that doesn't spell being in cake and well insulated, I don't know what does.
Yeah,
So,
he's
yeah.
suffocating in cake. What about Nani? What's she up to? Man, this episode was so brutal for
I
our
mean,
ratings.
I would say the same thing. I mean, she went all out. She went twice for her team. She did well with both partners. Sadly, it sounded like maybe it came down to her and Horacio's run versus Fessel and Casey's run, which were the last two
Mhm.
runs of the edit, at least, and just wasn't able to get it done. But she went all out, despite it possibly hurting Bananas in the long run if her team would have won. But yeah, I mean, she's not looked at. She's not, I mean, I thought Amber was going to go in before she was going to keep herself safe. So that's
Mhm.
saying something when Nani's on the line. So yeah,
Is this the right part of suffocating in cake, or is she? I think maybe she's more insulated than bananas, maybe.
yeah, I'll agree with that.
Because I think that she has more people that would. I don't think anybody other than maybe Olivia. I think Olivia would want to go against Nani though, so I just don't see anybody trying to take her out.
Yeah, because she has that the group, the of Anissa, Casey, and Tori that were trying to help her out on that one episode. So I mean, she is like, and then Amber wanted to help her out too. She wants Nani to go far as well. So I mean, she's got friends everywhere. I mean, it sounds like Olivia's the only person that's not wanting Nani to go like super far or is super buddies with her. So yeah,
And what about your guy, Fessel?
my guy. I don't know about my guy.
My
Um,
guy.
this is rough. I mean, he's up at the top. I could see him stirring the pot. I could even see him being queen for the day, to
Nah,
be real. I mean, he did
no.
possibly could have gotten his balloon popped if he were having to go into another redemption slash elimination game. But I mean, his team won again. He was the main reason that they won the daily challenge. Anyways, he was feeling really good about himself. Jordan was eliminated, and he finally acknowledged Horacio is a good player. Yes, Jordan came back into the game, but he's still on the line of possibly leaving while Fessel and Mariah are now locked in. So yeah,
Yeah, I can't
I'll
put him
I'll
in
say
queen for the
stirring.
day. I think stirring
Yeah.
the pot for the fact that like I don't think that any of the vets really want to lose either Kenny and Casey, because we know that that's going to really hurt Nani. Like, Nani wants to get to the end with Casey again, absolutely. And then also we have Devin and Tori definitely not fully wanting Anissa and Jordan to go. I know that there's problems with Jordan and Tori, but like, she would rather them be in the house. So I think the fact that, they were probably the team that the rest of the house would want least to come back in the game. That's kind of stirring the pot a little bit. So
Yeah, I agree.
that's where we put him. What about Mariah?
I want to put her, I guess.
Oh, this is a good point. Willie says Fessy should be in Pop Balloon because he was mad he was partnered with Mariah again. Facts. But no, he's still like won the daily and he won the first part of the battle back. So he still did some winning, and he hit the 5-0 elimination wins. Yeah, he's better than that this episode, unfortunately. I'm sorry. We're just facts. It's just the facts.
Yeah, I mean, I would gladly put him in Popped if he was still competing. Like, if he was going into the next episode having to go one-on-one versus Casey and Kenny,
Oh,
like, there's no win for him in that. So I would definitely put him in Balloon Popped. With Mariah, I would just put her like behind Olivia, maybe. I don't know. I don't know where to put her. I mean, she's back in the game, but I don't know what that means at this moment.
yeah. She has strong calves. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know. Oh, Mariah's cake, really?
I guess because she's paired up with Fessel, she could be seen as Cake now that they're back to being partners. So she could
That's
always be in
true.
the Cake category. She's got a little bit of cushion.
Okay. Okay. I'm fine with that. I mean, she
Yeah, I'm
did
cool.
come back in and win against two people. So, I think that it was built for them because, Fessy is obviously quite strong and is going to be able to get that boulder up higher, which will be easier for them to be able to like get a big grip. Jordan's a lot smaller than Fessel, and I feel like the weight is going to be the same of those barrels. I just don't know if he's going to get the same amount of like roll up that ramp as Fessel is going to. So, yeah, I think she's suffocating in Cake here, but at the back end.
Yeah.
And that's everybody. Holy guacamole. There we
Woo!
have it, everyone. Yeah, let's just hide those at the bottom here. Who cares? uh Anything else about this episode you want to talk about?
I think we went over everything. Like everything. I don't think there
Yeah,
was
like, as much as like I enjoyed the episode, there wasn't a lot of content. I guess because there was so many elimination or so many like competitions that like you don't, unless you do play by play, like you can kind of clump that together in like 5 minutes of a
Oh
chat.
yeah.
So, well, thanks everybody for getting together our power rankings here. Drew, want to break my heart with what's going on with our draft?
Sure. Staying in third place is Team Chantele. Very sorry, but you did gain Kenny back. So he got you a few confessional points, probably the same amount if he was just in the full episode. But congratulations. He got you some points. You gained a total of 39 points. So you went from 452 to 491, almost at the 500 mark. You gained some ground on Team Chris, who only had one person to start off this game. And by the end of it, now he has two. He has Fessel and Mariah combined together. So he only gained 31 total points. Mainly just Fessel got that many points for him. So he went from 550 to 581. So congratulations. And then I lost a player, but gained him right back with Jordan. And I'm still in first place.
People want to know. You're just going to save it to like the end so we can just be like heartbroken.
If you want to save it to the end, I'm cool with saving it to the end. If you want me to say it, I can say it. We can make it a full-on surprise. It's up to
Make
you.
it a full-on surprise. It makes me sick. I'm
Okay.
sick. I'm sick, Drew. Sick. Oh man. Well, yeah, we didn't lose anybody, so we don't really have to look at our draft. But we could play a little game. I didn't really think of anything really that exciting this week. So I thought that we'd just do a little would you rather. So I just got some of the players and I'm just going to ask you a few would you rathers between a couple of players. Pretty easy peasy. And yeah, I want to hear your thoughts. And then we can talk a little bit about why you're making these decisions. Is it here? Okay. So, first question is, would you rather go on a date with Nani or Amber? And why?
I would say Amber, and hopefully she could bring Chauncey with her, and we could just all have a good time together. Not like that, but like we can all hang out.
Like, oh, okay, threesome, or you prefer Chauncey over Amber? What's the deal? Okay. The next question. Go ahead.
We can all get matching tattoos of our initials on each other. So she has CP, I'll get AB, and he'll get DA. So yeah.
Okay. Perfect. DA. That's a good set of initials. Do you have a middle name?
I do. It's J. It starts with a J.
Oh, I think you told me that before, actually. Okay.
J.
Who would you rather be your ride or die here? Olivia or Mariah?
Both have really good qualities. I guess I would say Olivia because she has been more impressive this season, and she seems like she's a little bit more like comes out of her shell, and she could make me come out of my shell because I could be introverted quite a bit. And so I think she can also have a really good social game to help me get integrated into the game. I don't know if Mariah is going to help me integrate into the game as much. I could be seen as a liability, especially if we're close to bananas.
So for me, I'm thinking that I would probably choose Mariah because I think that I've been Olivia. They both have been great this season, and I'm very impressed by Olivia's confessionals and like how well she and Horacio have done this season. But I feel like Mariah is more consistent, and she doesn't necessarily she's I think better under pressure than Olivia is. We saw that Olivia did get some help in some of those things, and she was just kind of flailing a little bit. So why are you laughing?
I just read Chris's comment. Yeah.
You should go with Mariah. She's partnered with the introvert this season. Maybe. But yeah, no, I just think that Mariah might be a better partner, and I feel like Mariah might be better at more things than Olivia is.
Okay. I can see that. I mean, I like both of them. I would like to see them come on more seasons. So, I mean, I don't think I'm in a really bad position either way. But I just wanted to go with Olivia.
Okay. We know what you like. Okay, between Tori and Anissa, who would you rather go out dancing with?
Could I pick a different Dave? No, I'm just kidding. I'll go with Tori.
Tori, really? I think I'd go out with Anissa. Anissa seems like she'd be more fun. Much more fun. Oh my God. Em will stay at home. We got some Tories here. Thana's Anissa. Yeah, I think Anissa looks like she'd be more fun. We've seen all those times where like she's always dancing with people and like they're like rubbing her face in her boobs. So yeah, I guess we have a difference of opinions here.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Okay, so who would you rather manage your Twitter account?
Oh boy. Manage my Twitter account? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it would be weird that my Twitter account would just start like liking and retweeting all of Festal's photos. At least with Devin, maybe he could make some fun jokes here and there. So I guess I would go with Devin because I feel like it would be less about him and more about me since he's working on my social media account. I don't know if Festal can do it.
Absolutely. I would definitely choose Devin to run my Twitter account. Oh, so hilarious. So I mean, they both have like Twitter fingers, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So but yeah, I think that Devin I would trust that wouldn't make everybody hate me less than Fessy would. Next up, who would you rather swim to save your life?
I mean, we haven't gotten to see Kenny actually swim, but Chauncey has said that he is a bad swimmer. But how far are we going? How far are we talking?
I mean, they're swimming a far distance.
Far distance?
I was only doing people that were still left in the game, so that's why I put Kenny in. But I originally wanted to put Nelson in here, in this position.
I would feel safer in Chauncey's arms, but I feel like Kenny will go into. I think he's a father, so I think he would go into dad mode and try to like save me like one of his children. So I think I'd go with Kenny, I guess.
Wow, Kenny is going to be chosen to save your life. Wow.
I don't know.
He's getting off the couch and he's saving Drew's life.
Maybe.
Pretty cool.
Maybe.
Okay, so whose podcast would you rather be on, Devin or Bananas?
Man, I haven't listened to Devin's at all.
Oh no, I don't
I've
know if he has
listened to
one.
Bananas.
Does he have one? Oh, I'm just saying, like,
I thought he did.
Maybe he did.
I thought he did. This is tough.
I mean, Chauncey is very attractive. Not gonna lie.
Yes, he is.
Like,
I think Bananas would get me more exposure to the challenge realm and stuff, and it would be really cool to like be like, oh, I talked to Bananas at one point. However, I've listened to his podcast, and if he's like not on your radar, he just like talks over a lot of people. So I feel like he would talk over me if I kind of rambled too much. And I think Devin would play a little bit more back and forth and not do as many dad jokes. So I guess I'd go. I am going to pretend you meant Devin. Yeah, I would 100% pick Devin. The why Devin. A Devin podcast is my worst nightmare.
I think it would actually be an okay podcast. Like, I think that he's funny. But I think I'd go on Bananas for clout, to be honest. I agree with you.
Yeah, I could see that.
Bananas
I think I would
for
say
clout.
Bananas as well.
I wonder how much money he really has. I would love to know.
Yeah.
Who would you bet on at both of their primes in a final?
In a final? Jordan. I don't even like that's not even a question. I mean, Jordan.
Okay, a little elimination.
An elimination? Well, now there's too many variables. Now there's way too many variables. Because now it's like, which one are we doing? Which one are we doing? What elimination?
That's true. But in a final, which final could we talk about? The final, he was in that, and he won. Trying to think of a final that neither of them have been in that I can remember right now.
Well, I'll be real that majority of older finals had a lot of
Food.
eating. Like if we
Yeah.
go to like Rivals 2, Jordan didn't make it to the second portion
Right. So
of
where they had
that
to build
final.
those big puzzles, right? Was that it? That season?
Yeah, that was part 1 and he got lopped off with Marlin, but in the second part with Nightmare Island or whatever, like Fessel's not making it out of there. Like not making it out of there. There's that one eating portion where they had to drink the fish in the
Oh,
bottle with the mud stuff. That's the worst. They had to eat durian. Uh yeah, durian. But I just think that with eating portions back then, there's no way Fessel's gonna make it, I would say.
yeah.
I would
Oh
pick
my.
Jordan all day.
The War of the Worlds final, like I could see Fessy gassing out because a lot of people gassed out of that one, right? That's the one where like they're in like the desert, right?
Yeah, that one was a long, long one. I
And
think
that's
he
the
could
one where Cara
hmm,
Maria was refusing to have
the IV,
the
yeah.
IV. Did she think that she was gonna get DQ'd if she took it? Is that what happened?
I think no, she hated
Oh,
needles. That's
needles,
what she was
right. That's
saying.
right. That's
She
right. That's
she
right.
was like really, really not happy about the needle portion. So yeah,
Yeah.
that one's a great one. I love that final. It was really good.
Hard,
But
yeah,
yeah,
but
that 8 miles. I think Jordan has the mileage that they had to do in between puzzles because he does like he was even Devin said the triathlete thing with a
mhm.
bad attitude. He had that line in there because Jordan does that. I mean, he's running and he's biking. So he has that on lock at that point. So I would say Jordan no matter what.
Yeah, me too. Haha, sorry, Fessel. Who's better at politicking?
I mean, it, it's not really helpful. Well, Nelson did win twice, and his alliance was in power more so than Bananas, I guess. But I mean, if you want the cakiest person to be helping you out, I mean, Mariah with Bananas. I mean, Bananas hasn't seen a single elimination. If he has any pool in the game, he's going to use it to help out.
I mean, I'm actually going to agree with Thana here. I think that Olivia and you, that Mariah is better at politicking, for the fact that fine, he hasn't been doing that much in this particular season, but they're still dating now. And I think
Yeah.
that that is very good if she wants to ever go back on another season. And so I feel that I think it's better,
Mm.
and she might win the season. We don't even know. Like she might win the season, and she does have Bananas that's going to be kind of protecting her now that she's back in the game. So, yeah, I think she's doing a better job. I think that Olivia might not have really cared about Nelson that much, and was hoping that he would help her a little bit more. Somebody was saying that that Olivia got the ick when Nelson was in that elimination. What do you think about that?
Really?
It's
Dang.
like, yeah, she got the ick.
I mean, it wasn't his best performance, but I don't know. That's a little. I don't know. Yeah.
Bananas
Uh,
and Mariah are still dating. Yes. Yes. As far as I know,
yes.
like I've seen them in each other's stories, drinking wine, going to different events together. So, as far as I can tell, they are still dating, and she still speaks really nicely of him. She's always talking about how he sends her like love letters, and she has all these notes and stuff like that that he's sent her and given her. So, he's trying to woo her for show. So, I mean,
Yeah, and I
he's treating her well. Sometimes you gotta, if people are treating you nicely and she hasn't treated her poorly yet, you know.
yeah, and I would agree with Sergio saying that Mariah was the last rookie to see an elimination. So I think that's testament to how insulated she was.
Mm-hmm.
If it was Bananas' help or not, I mean, Olivia Nelson didn't even save Olivia when he was in power. I mean, he nominated her, but it was her plan to stay safe, but it still didn't.
Yeah,
save her
it
early.
wasn't helpful. It wasn't helpful for her,
Yeah.
or as helpful as you would hope it would be. Who's next? What's my question?
Yeah, what is this question?
What is it? Okay.
If I had to run a final with either one of them, who's gonna what? What is this?
No, it is who would you rather see returned for another season?
Oh my gosh. Oh. How is this the hardest one?
It's so hard. I don't know what my answer is. Battle of the Comfort is the season name.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
No, you gotta choose one, Willie. That's the name of the game.
You know what? You know what I'll go with? I'll go with Kenny because he's not like he knows who he is and the type of competitor that he is. He'll crack jokes when he does get screen time about how he is not the best. But then if we get Anissa, she's going to be on the challenge podcast talking about this and that, these moves, that moves, this person is delusional. I really want to get to a final. I don't need to hear that she wants to get to another final because I want to see you actually do something to make it to the final and feel like you're there to actually win it. So at least Kenny would be self-aware enough to be like, I'm not the greatest player. And he does seem like a really nice guy. So I'll go with Kenny.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I want to see Kenny more, so I wouldn't draft him, but like at least I'm not I'm not tired of what he's doing. Like we don't really see that much of him, but like I don't need whatever storyline. At least it's going to be something new. Nisa's storyline is the same old, same old. She's going to come back. She's going to be out of shape. She's not going to be doing well in the challenges. Like she's going to have to prove herself. Like it's just, I just don't need to see that again. At least with Kenny, there's a potential that there is a new storyline brewing up to a certain extent. So yeah. Drew called out picking Kenny in two separate categories. He wants Kenny to swim to save his life, and he also wants Kenny back on season 39.
I guess it's out. The cat's out of the bag. I'm a Stenny. I'm a
Stenny.
I'm a Stenny.
Are you going to do a video on Kenny and his legacy?
Yeah, of course. I will show him in the background of like certain shots. Oh man.
So that one I think is the best one. So we're gonna leave it there. I have one more, but it's not good. So this is the best one I found. I laughed the most for it. So we will leave it off with this. Anyways, that was fun for me. Thanks for participating, Drew. What do you have going on in your life? In your world?
Videos. I've been working like a lot, like 10-hour days on a certain video series that now I'm questioning with new news that is coming out and rumors that are coming out. So now I'm feeling like I'm going to have to pivot somewhere. So that's going to be interesting. So hopefully I can figure something out soon because an important part of a video is supposed to be coming out this Tuesday or Wednesday. So hopefully that's going to be coming out soon. And then Thursday, review and recap. Friday, tiny table talk, as well as hanging out with you here doing the power rankings. And then a lot of stuff over on patreon.com.
Cool beans. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Absolutely. What do I have going on? Wednesday nights, usually going live with Michelle and Matthew, and then here again with you on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern. I did record some reactions to the first few episodes of Traders, and I was just gonna get my hand at not just going live and maybe like putting together a video. So I still have to do that part. So it's been recorded, but I haven't done any editing yet. So I'm finishing watching that series tonight. I will be recording with Matthew a little bit later. episodes 7 and 8, and then watching 9 and 10, and probably recording that on Sunday. So hopefully on Sunday I will start just trickling those recaps out. Other than that, try to think and figure out whether or not I want to cover Love Island UK winter. Why do they do one in the winter? Just to piss me off?
They want to maximize as much love as possible in the world. So they're doing so many.
It's just so draining, like, because it comes on so much. I love it, but the winter, it's a summer show for me, and so I hate that they have it on in the winter. You know?
I would agree. I always think of Love Island in the summer, but didn't they do another? Haven't they
And it
been
was one
doing
of the
winter?
worst season, just season 6.
Oh yeah, season 6.
Thank
Yeah, that
you.
one's not that fun. So hopefully it's better.
Hopefully
Maybe
it's better. Hopefully it's better.
Winter for Love.
Well, thanks once again, everybody, for being here in the chat. You guys are so fun. Thanks for Drew for indulging in my little games here that I have for you. I don't even know what I'm gonna come up with next. It's like the challenge for me is like coming up with a new game for you. So thanks everybody for being here. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Also subscribe to Angelcake Entertainment channel on the YouTubes, like this video, and leave a comment. Do you agree with us with all of our would you rathers? Are you a Kenny stan like Drew is? Let us know your thoughts here. We want to know the truth. Let's talk about it in the comments. Other than that, bye, you guys. See you next week.